Ring up our casters. You there?
We are. Thank you very much, Eterna, and of course, to Leo again. I'm Naisu, and I'm joined on desk here with Mirko, and we're heading on into Group B now. Last group, of course, to get through the group stage. How we feeling, Mirko, about the lineups?
I'm feeling good about the lineups, you know. I definitely got to clarify some things here. You know, Liam and Jonathan Green mentioned earlier that, you know, the Juicin has been doing real good.
Zucine?
Yeah, the Juicin, according to Naisu. But, you know, at this point, I think I've just been playing with the wrong Juicins, right? Because, yeah, the Juicins have been amazing. Not my Juicins on my team, though, for some reason.
Hey, you know, I don't know if you got to blame the RGs here for that or what.
Oh, no, I'm not. I was not playing solo.
Oh, you know? So whoever you're playing with, that's what... Well, who was that, you know? It wasn't me, but look, I would say this, as far as the lineups here that we have for this game number 1 between Net Angels and DreamMax Girls, this is a lineup that we don't typically see often. I mean, Nana from Cassie is here, and, you know, you see this pop up once in a while, but it's really for certain lineups. This one can work, though, because if you think about it, you've got a great setup potential with this. You play down into the Zaman Force, the Z Force, you drop down the Blitz. Whoa, oh, early aggression already from Vanilla. By the way, Vanilla from Indonesia, an import. I'm surprised with this. I was actually, when I saw that, I was like, man, how did they end up even getting Vanilla, you know, to compete for this? But great to see from Net Angels bring in some import as well.
It's really, really cool, definitely, right, to see an Indonesian player playing for Net Angels here from Myanmar. So technically, this is the first time I think that Myanmar has like an import going on for them, right? Because even for the men's team, we don't really see imports from the Myanmar region. So really, really cool to see that already. Net Angels in the early game, though. You can see that aggression. Vanilla definitely has that signature Indonesian aggression as the Roger in this game. And it seems for now, Keria in the mid lane will have a bit of a tough time flying, doing some damage back. Angelus able to get the shield unity. Now with the Poissons, Hybrid going in as well with the current call. Pops in a vengeance penalty, so stolen away. La La Land locks them down. Halang still able to survive. Cassie turns it around. Vanilla scratching them down with the Lycan form. Angelus trying to run away. Vanilla gets it to fade away. She runs away. Keria trying to go for the pickup. Flicker forward. Dora won't keep with the thought coming. Vanilla with the Lycan pounce gets away. Great response from Koo.
Hey, that import's looking pretty good right now, right? What a play. What a just a showcase of the mechanical skills here from Vanilla, as we were talking about. But the team, too, I mean, even from Koo, able to get that knock up there with that jump to keep her alive, basically, and help play that out. We're going to take a look at the STC replay. Look at this. This is masterful. Great setup, though, also, you know, from a DMG. But, man, Vanilla goes in 1 versus 2 here. Cassie's like, I'm gonna go back, never mind, we're going. And then Keria jumps in under the turret, but look at that, that little knock-up was enough to buy some time to go ahead and cap out on it. You could see the reaction there from Keria. Now Turtle, though, for the taking.
Good Menace Fury by Koo, now with the penalty zone from Lang as well, locking him down for the boomerang to do so much damage. Angelus will just be taken out. And now it's Cassie who gets traded back. Good vengeance there from Hybrid, going for the chase on the Vanilla, who's on the Lycan form. Good disengage again from Koo. Lycan pounce ready up. Dora Wolf King castling it out. La La Land trying to go for it. Halang, one more swing. Oh, Hybrid gets out with the dash in time.
Oh, man. I got to give it up to Koo again. Time and time again, she's there. She's playing the part, playing the role. This Minotaur is a nuisance because every single time DMG wants to go for a kill, it's like, man, Koo's in the way. And as they go on from the game, I mean, no one's been able to get the turtle just yet, but they just want to kind of duke it out. You know, they just want to fight for this. Still, both teams kind of waiting for the junglers to get in position here. So Angelus will go ahead and start this up. She's got the Molten Essence, too. Gonna help damage the turtle just a little bit. You know, very minuscule for now. But still, kind of pushing and pulling between the turtle pit. Gonna heal up from here, too. I've already joined, so now Keria on the front side.
Oh, the full target onto Vanilla. The current call, the penalty zone, but now they're all gonna be caught in the Menace Fury. 2 members knocked up. The turtle gonna be secured by Angelus there. As Cassie goes in with a boomerang, picking up a double kill. Keria running away as Koo and Cassie will disengage, going back into the mid lane, and now maybe go for a few shots on that turret.
Gotta respect that damage. You know, you don't see Nana often, but when she does come through, the damage potential is quite surprising this early on even. You know, now the fact that Cassie's got 3 kills in her hands, she's going to scale it pretty well. Starlium Scythe also being picked up here by Sakoshi. Has that available. Ooh, Cassie able to survive. Flickers, burns the flicker, but that's all right. You avoid pretty much death here. And so with that, again, when you're talking about the objectives and fighting around it, the lineup that Net Angels had gives them the small advantage. So if you are DMG, you really want to play against that. And also for La La Land, you know, great movie, by the way, but La La Land, you want to be able to pick the right ultimates here. And when you're thinking about it, what do you take? Is it a penalty zone? Is it a Minoan Fury? Do you take your own Melina Blitz? I mean, you have a lot of choices here.
Definitely a lot of choices to go for. That's true. I think still it's either Minions Fury or Penalty Zone. Great moments to set.
Yeah.
Unless your team already gets a combo in. And I think right now, she actually does have the Melina Blitz. So really trying to hope for carry or at least Angelus there. Angelus to really look for a big set or pick. By the way, also love that movie. Ryan Reynolds and Emma Watson, right?
Yeah, that's great. You know? Check it out if you guys haven't. But, you know, I'm sure that maybe the next person to interview, if they ever get a chance, ask La La Land if that's her favorite movie, right? Going back to the game here, you can already see Melina Blitz is being held on, but I think it's more so like, let's make a play here on the bottom side. They go in.
Catching Ku, she's still able to just heal back up. Motivation Roar. Sakoshi, though, in the bottom lane, does get chunked quite a bit, and she has the Vengeance, so going to be very, very susceptible to a lot of CC, but she's going to be happy taking all that damage from the carry. Technically, for Aslan, she's going to be she has to be very careful when it comes to a lot of the initiations, because even if you get the pick, once she pops into Vengeance, Sakoshi, no one can really go for the all-in instantly. La La Land.
Okay, she was actually in a good position there, too. She might still drop it down for this. Oh!
Carrier went for I'm offended. Unfortunately, not able to connect Lang there with the penalty zone. Locking Angelus down as the Melina Blitz does a lot of damage. Terrified down Lang. Gonna be caught in the shred. Coming down from Aslan. Minas Riku steals it away. Gets a 2-man knockup. Now Vanilla walking forward with the Lycan forward and the Lycan pounce. Now scratching. Leo will say, grrr. That's right, Vanilla. Clawing through everything.
That's right. Leo would say grr. And Ku, man, talk about a performance on this Minotaur. They're still going to battle it out here in the mid lane, pushing them back a little bit further, but already the objective secured for Net Angels. And at this point, once again, they're going to play with the power. Look at this, under the Z-Force, they'll just take the turret. They'll take La La Land on top. Sakoshi, gone.
Oh, man. Just like at the Oscars, man. When you think La La Land is about to win it, Moonlight comes over and wins the Oscar.
Yeah.
Sakoshi's Moonlight.
Sakoshi's Moonlight. That's pretty much it. And, you know, with that, the kill that Sakoshi just got, too, against La La Land, it's going to help Sakoshi build up. Already the Feather Heaven locked in, working on the 3rd item here. And this is where we see, I mean, how many times have we seen that matchup, actually, between the 2 gold laners where it's a carry and a Hereth? And a lot of the times, especially when you get to the mid to late game, the Hereth is still shining. But if carry can actually survive, we're talking about positioning, because if you're talking about range or position-wise, carry's got a lot of do a lot more work. You know, for the Hereth, you just drop down the Zaman Force, you bob and weave through it with the Sync Vision, and you're popping off, you know, at that point.
Especially when there's not a lot of, like, lockdown CC.
There isn't. Oh, hold on, top side.
Wow, great escape still. Even though there's some damage down there, that's a 3-man knockup straight into the Zaman Force, like you mentioned, popping the Vengeance and Vanilla. Now with the Lycan pounds onto Aslan under the turret. Goes back to gun form, goes on to La La Land. Oh no, she's trying to go for it, she's trying to survive, but Sakoshi again. Moonlight strikes again.
Moonlight strikes again. La La Land has to dance, but unfortunately will not be able to move on from that position under the turret. Turret secured as well. Man, Vanilla, super impressive, of course. And they're going to take a look at the STC replay. This was a great choice to try to set things up, but time and time again, Ku on point with Minoan's Fury, and then the cleanup crew comes in, Vanilla and Sakoshi. Going to miss a couple shots, but then it cleans it up anyway. Exactly what they need, plus the objective is secured. You know, so I was talking about that. The scaling potential with this Hereth is going to be at a crucial point already. We had the 2 items already locked in. Now with that whole interaction, you know, you're much better in a position now for the objective once it comes up here. And, you know, what the Lord's already up. Endless Battle also picked up here. It looks like the Holy Crystal is going to be worked on. Usually we see it picked up, what, before the 11-minute mark, I would say, and you're on to a good position already. And it looks like she's going to do just that. So Lord's up. They're going to start it out. Looks like Vanilla's going to go ahead and pull up Lord for DreamMax. How are they going to do this? How are they going to approach this? You're going to force it in. It's already a quarter of the health. It does go through a reset. Oh, but Carriad really trying to struggling here, trying to find an opening. It might be all up to her, because Angelus also kind of waits in the backside just to get the information. But look at Halang, the threat alone for herself. That might just be a free Lord.
Whoa, Hybrid trying to go for the steal. It's very tough to do that on a CC. And you can see it, you know, Hybrid got to pay the price there. Also using a Vengeance, by the way.
I felt like she thought she was more tanky. With the Vengeance.
With the Vengeance.
But, you know, and it was kind of like we didn't have much of an option to do anything there if you're DreamMax girls, because they were kind of just watching the Lord get taken. And then it was like, you know, Carrier can't find an angle. So, you know, what's the plan there? And unfortunately, that wasn't it. So now they're going to work through this Lord, take it down. They run back to the tier 2 in the mid lane, but this is going to get taken as well. And they might still, again, force a fight, force a situation under DMG. Lord should be taken care of even before it gets to the turrets. But keep an eye, Net Angel still could possibly fight under the turrets, get these shields popped. It looks like they're going to make their way top side too. You got La La Land holding on to the penalty zone. So actually that might be enough. But here goes the shield in the mid lane. Melina Blitz, this is where it's super deadly too. Definitely. Down the straight end into the lane.
Ow.
Okay, again, she holds on to it, but shields are all going to pop in the base.
You can see the boomerang as well. The poke that Sikoshi has with the synchro fission even, because technically for DreamMax girls, they're all really short ranged, right? So they're all within the range of the poke that usually wouldn't be able to catch them. If you're on, you know, longer range heroes, Sikoshi wouldn't be able to use the synchro fission as poke, but because of the short range, they've really been bullied by Cassie, Sikoshi.
Definitely.
I would say even Huang, throwing out that first skill and getting a little bit of physical damage in. Some good reads here from DreamMax girls. They're able to spot out just a bit there. I don't know if they know, but it seems not Angels. They just want to occupy the Kumar bush here, you know, recalling. There's some sorry ooh-woos. There's a rebellion one too.
I don't know. Maybe Vanilla also influenced that. They're going to go ahead and go for this. They crashed in though.
Vanilla running back to the team right now, gets certified down. That's a good penalty zone and the curtain call, but now it's another penalty zone coming in from Huang, and that's Sikoshi with the Zaman Force going back and forth. La La Land still able to dash out of the synchro fission, flickers out too. Meanwhile, Vanilla somehow still surviving, despite her being the first target that DreamMax girls went for. Hybrid, she wants to go for a trade. Oh no, Vanilla goes in for the clear, onto the wave, now goes in for the chase. Hybrid, can you run away? No Vengeance. Now knocked up by the Minotaur, gunned down and scratched down by the Lycan.
Is this a tank, Roger? Like, what is going on here? She got crashed in and still managed to be okay enough. She's not. She's damaged, of course. She's only got that War Axe too, but man, talk about just items locked in across the board for Net Angels, well on their way at 10,000 gold ahead from DMG. And you see that even when DMG tries to make a play, they try to set something up, try to get anything that they can. Ultimately, they can't because they're outgunned, they're out-itemed. You know, and at this point, we're talking about they don't have any space to move around with. They have no turrets down. This objective goes in the hands easily of Net Angels. So DMG, you know, we've seen this before in the past, you know, where teams are behind. And they have 10,000 gold to work against. And really, when you have to kind of break it down, like how do they stay in this? How could they possibly turn the tables here against Net Angels and what they've been able to do? And also with the idea that they're going to get forced to fight even under the turrets. It's more so of survive the best you can in your base, hope that you withstand the push from this Lord, and then slowly turn things around. These kills also have to go to Aslan. But now Lord already on top side. They're going to have to defend against it. Keep an eye also on Halang. Flickers aren't available just yet. Turret's going to go down though.
Good Lord charge there with the enhanced Lord. Taking one, taking two in the bottom lane. Vanilla doing a whole lot of work there. 2, 3 base turrets now taken down. They're looking for the end game. Carrier really needs to go for a big play. Melina Blitz stolen away. Aslan can be able to pop or get out. Midas Fury 5-man knocked up in the air for the synchro fission to wrap things up. Net Angels secure an amazing victory.
I don't know who I would pick for MVP here, man. Ku's Fury. That's pretty much what it was. How many times did she get that setup? How many times did she enable the lineup here from Net Angels? And even Vanilla, down to the micro level, the skills that she showcased in this game one, absolutely phenomenal here. Showing already a massive win under the 15-minute mark too. Very impressive, very fast-paced as well.
Personally, I would definitely give it to Ku. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
all the saves in the early game to that final set.
That was beautiful.
That final set was, I think if you're a Minotaur player, that is the dream moment.
Yeah, that is definitely, and I'm sure our experts will have a lot to say about this. Boys, why don't you break this one down?
Thank you so much, Naisu. Thank you so much, Mirko. Man, that was a steamroll from Net Angels.
Yeah, that's one way to put it, but just to throw it back to the start, what really led to Net Angels flying away, get it? With
Got
the
it.
victory. Yeah,
Because angels have wings.
yeah.
Okay.
Was the start. I'm talking like first 1.5 to 2 minutes. DMX girls, they tried to pick fights wherein, yeah, your lineup does spike up relatively quicker than Net Angels, but I think it came down to the mechanics. So DMX, you were looking for fights, and Net Angels, were they ready to serve it up? Like, they also wanted to fight, and well, eventually 8 minutes in, 9 minutes in, they were at 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, and then eventually just snowballed out.
Yeah. At some point, they were 10K plus, right? I think we'll get a little bit more of a read on the data and the numbers later on. But again, I like that you mentioned that earlier on, right? Even though DMG, they were far behind, they still were so aggressive in these team fights, still looking in for picks. There were so many moments that even Ruby, right, went in very aggressively, but was unable to get anything. So 14 minutes, that's how long that it took. And it felt like naturally, Net Angels, with the composition that they were given, with the Roger, with the Harith, it felt like a snowball from the start.
Yep. Talking about that Harith, Sikoshi here, our lead damage dealer, you'll notice she was rocking the Vengeance, right? She was rocking the Vengeance, which you rarely see. In most competitive MLBB pro matches, you would see the Harith rock Flicker.
Purify.
Or Purify. Very rarely a Vengeance. That's more of a rank game thing, but I mean that in the sweetest of ways. I think this is a genius stroke by Net Angels, because check this out. It's very rare that this happens. Both teams ended up with a draft that are both dive. This was evident to me in the 5 or 6 minute mark, wherein I literally whispered to Eterna, ask her, how did they do this? They ended up both drafting dive, and whenever someone walks away or runs away, they can't finish. It's because the range is so short. So that's why Sikoshi here rocked the Harith Vengeance, is because as soon as this fight starts, both teams want to commit, like all in. If I can put 110%, 6 or 7 ults in a single fight, guess what? The Harith's catching all of that, and the Vengeance helps, which is maybe why the CC was also a great pick for DMX girls, but that's where the tempo break comes in. That's where the whole flow of battle changes things. And again, when a team is snowballing and when a team is what, 10K, 11K ahead, even deadly bush checks like the one that happened to Vanilla earlier could be possible. If that was a matchup that happened at parity, if that was a moment wherein Net Angels were just like 2K, 3K ahead, best believe Vanilla will be dead. But no, Joseph, Mirko, no. That is not a tank Roger. It's just literally Vanilla's farmed out of her mind. She's just like 3 levels ahead of everyone, and she can stand in, get a bush, iframe, jump out, fight again.
And so on that note, let's see who will be crowned our queens of that game, right? Who will be crowned the MVP by PlayStation, and it's Ku. Mirko mentioned her in the game earlier on. And on the Minotaur, what did you think about that performance?
I'd say she just understands when and how her team wants to fight. Here's that moment, see? 2 minutes, there you go, 2 minutes in, we get the first blood, we get the massive trade, and you see that Ku was just about ready to come in to help out. She was instrumental in making sure that Vanilla was able to continue snowballing, and this was just the start. This was her warming up to the situation, understand that DMX girls wanted to fight to this level, and now she's gonna start jumping in, healing up, setting up massive Minoan Furies, and this is the second turtle, if I'm not mistaken, and then they go from there over and over and over again. Ku understands that this is a dive comp. This is a team that likes to fight. I'm gonna go jump them.
So in that regard, right, with the team wanting to fight so much, is this the reason why Vanilla opted for Quantum Charge? Because usually when we see a Roger these days, sometimes they opt for a Warcry instead.
Yeah, I'd like to think this is just how Vanilla plays. Regardless of it being a dive comp or a team that likes to fight over and over again, what I read from her playstyle is that she just understands the flow of battle unlike any other. I would see moments wherein, yeah, you get a face check in, she's fine. She'll walk out, maybe Quantum Charge a few heals here and there, and then jump back into the battle, just like this. Check it out. Jump in 1, jump in 2, jump in, playing around with the range, and then jump in 3, as Mirko would so affectionately call gun form.
Gun form.
All right, I'm over here. All right, there you go.
There we are.
Thanks, Key. All right, so yeah,
Oh,
look at this massive beast.
I hugged him yesterday. Do you want to go for it?
I want to touch his horn.
Okay, I'll let you do that.
Hello. Straight from the...
Don't scare him, don't scare him.
He's fine. Okay, so, yeah, Ku used Minotaur very well, and I think it's the perfect complement to the aggression that Vanilla has.
So let's take a look at the predictions, right? I'm pretty sure everyone is wondering, did everyone get their predictions right? Or did they get their predictions wrong? Because we want to know what you guys think. Please let us know. Vote for the team that you think will win in the next game. All you have to do is go to stcplay.gg to put your predictions in. But by the way, we do have an update from Stream B about the tiebreaker.
CFUC 9.
Do you want to know? You guys know already?
All right, break my heart.
C91.
Wow!
C91.
Really, I was watching it off camera, prepping for the broadcast with our good friend Herbert Trex Wagner, and best believe he was sitting on the edge of it. He was
I saw that too.
yeah, like an eighth of his, but the first 5 minutes it was CFU ahead. Wow! All right, breaking news: C9 makes it makes it out of groups.
Yep.
My heart goes out to the Kamai, but GG well played.
I'm back now. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. And this is why I don't like second shift.
We jumped off the group A a little and then back to B.
Yeah, I don't like second shift because
so
this is
much
the shift
happening.
where you'd have to say goodbye to a lot of these teams. See, Renmar came in with that Cassie's face, right? All happy and smiles, opening up the day.
Very Renmar.
Talking about highlights from yesterday, and I'm here and I'm just like, okay. We have to say goodbye to this team, and we have to say goodbye to this team, and we have to key crush this team, and we have to key crush this team. I can't handle it.
Someone's got to do it. We were put here because we are trusted to do this, and we'll see the ladies of CFU Serendipity soon again, for sure.
Because they did show a lot of promise.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Again, you can never count out the Kamai, whether it be their men's teams from the MPL or CFU Serendipity and the other very promising teams from their women's division. But today, here, or tonight for some of you guys watching, it's C9. NA moves forth, so hey, at least one NA team gets out of groups for at least this competitive split.
That's true. That's true. I also feel the same way about the Indo representatives, right?
Yes.
Finally.
2 confirmed up.
We're not getting grouped this time. But anyway, back to this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, right? DreamMax does still have a chance to come back in game number 2. Now, if we were to break it down, what do they need to improve? Did you think it was a draft diff? Did you think the execution had to be repaired a bit? What do you think, Leo?
All right. I think you already mentioned the obvious. But I think mainly, number 1, you gotta make sure that La La Land gains control of the tempo of her team. They picked fights so often, and their lineup is built for that, yes. But you also have to understand, it takes 2 to tango. You have to know when your opponent is ready, how they fight, and I hate to tell DMX girls to, put their tail between their legs and hide. Maybe they should start respecting what their opponents bring to the table first. Because in game 1, what I saw was first failed fight, okay, let's go again. Second failed fight, okay, let's go again. Up until they're down 5K, 6K, 8 kills down the line, and they're still fighting the same way. I think I did see a good amount of hybridy trying that push down bottom after they lost a massive fight. Like, they lost 2 or 3 players already, and she's like, I'm gonna take this turret. Maybe it takes more than just a reminder after the game or before the game to always remember your fundamentals. So always remember that. Takes two to tango. Temper your aggression, and then maybe we'll see this go 1-1.
Okay. Okay. And that makes sense, right? Because, of course, discipline is very important. If we're here at MWI, we're going against regions of the very best, right? The best of the best from
Competition.
every region are stepping through. So when you make small mistakes like that, it eventually becomes a large snowball. And, of course, all these teams and all these queens in their own right, they are fighting for the main prize, which is that trophy.
Yeah, all these little decisions you make snowball into the tangible trophy that is the MWI2024 championship. And with that said, it's not like these girls are a stranger to a victory. It's not like success is something that they never tasted. Again, at the Copa da Freya, which translates to Cup of the Lady, in the qualifier for Latam, they 3-0'd the competition. STMN girls, if I'm not mistaken. So they know what they're doing. So I think maybe coming in from their league, they can get away with being super aggressive. But now, in the tourney of tourneys, right? In the Copa da Grande, if I'm saying that right. I don't know. But in this big tournament, you can't just be aggressive. You gotta learn how to tank. You gotta just float like water.
Like water. Not like a tidal wave.
It still hurts, all right?
Okay.
Don't remind me of what happened to LG.
I always bring them up because I miss them, man. I thought they were going to go far in this tournament.
It's just overnight romance. I actually fell in love with TLG as
Me
well.
too! It's so sad. And remember, in this group, we do still have to say goodbye to some more ladies.
Don't remind me.
I know. Yeah, okay. Maybe LaFell's right. Maybe I'm a little bit too negative.
Let's get
It's
back
all
into
about
the
mindset.
Let's get back into the match.
And let's go into the drafts, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2, the final game in this series. DreamMax now need to figure a way out of the predicament that they are currently in if they still want to grab as many points as they can to move forward to the playoffs. And this time around, both of these teams have actually opted to go for the different side. So now DMX, they have first pick.
Yeah, the win rate for blue side is, I don't know, approaching unhealthy. It's getting to that point wherein, is blue side really that strong? But we'll see here. Again, Net Angels, I know that they understand the tides of battle a little bit. I said it again. They understand the flow of battle a little better, that they know that aggression can be tempered. But now that DMX has the power of the first pick, we'll see. They take out Vanilla's Roger, they take out the Ling as you should. Net Angels, they ban out the Angela, they ban out the Loyi. Chip still at large. You have a Jushin still out there. I wonder. First pick Jushin, maybe.
It's
Can
definitely
they?
possible, but do they really want to risk it?
Does Lala want to do that?
That's the thing. Right? I mean, last time we did see a Matilda being banned out. Minotaur respect now, though, coming through.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
But now they're facing a certain situation where they have to choose and pick their poison. Unless, of course, they just want to let both of them go and go for the contest, right? Because
Wait.
Roger, Harith, Terizla.
Terizla's still open. Chip's still open.
Chip's still open, you're right. Zusin is also still open.
Jushin,
so there's
Harith.
4.
Oh. All right, there's a Matilda.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Something tells me they just don't want to give it to Keria. It's like, you're never getting the Matilda. First pick, though we already mentioned the big ones. Let's see. Oh, there she. There it is. Or is it a he? Chip's a he. Angela's pet is a little fox boy.
Wait, have we seen Chip being played so far?
This might be the debut of Chip at MWI. Yes.
We'd have to double check that, but
He's been
for the most
constantly
part,
banned out.
Exactly. For the most part, he's always been banned out. So the Chip comes through finally, boys and girls, as we enter the first phase. And now, with the Chip being picked up, what would you go for here? Because technically, Roger, Terizla, they still okay. So there's so much emphasis on this Valentina.
Yep.
Terizla makes sense. We've been talking about how important and just imperative the Terizla is in that EXP lane with absolutely no counter yet. But why Valentina? This hero just keeps coming through.
She's just very reliable. Again, we now know that these two teams have a preference for dive comps. And Valentina, again, much like how Lala showed us in Game 1, at least some potential of it, some sliver of it, it's very good in fights. In and out. Steal the perfect ult, and this will put DMXG and Coach Nadia in a very specific position where, all right, we have choose the ults we open up. And I guess that's why Net Angels here go pick it up.
So what would be the right way? Oh, Susin, okay. How would you approach this? Because if, like, in this day and age, when we're talking about meta picks, a lot of these meta picks really revolve around that big resource in their ultimates.
Yep.
So would you rather overwhelm them with a lot more choices or just completely stray away from it?
I think you're losing if you pick the latter. If you react to your opponent's Valentina, much like how NA forces DMX girls here to do, that's a losing fight. You're not able to play your game. So what I think DMX you should do is just forget about it. Like, don't
Forget
care.
about it.
Yeah, just
Okay.
don't care. And I think they did here. Even if, for sure, Valentina with the IMU will still get a solid chokeslam. Doing the math in my head, I think after stealing the Crimson Beacon, you will be able to get at least one chokeslam off. One Soul Snare trigger to at least slam one hero. It's going to happen. There's enough time in that transformation phase to be... Oh, no, never mind. No, there's no transformation phase. Oh, never mind. The interaction between IMU and Crimson Beacon, it's a non-starter.
So it can't be utilized at all?
Nothing. It's a relative waste to steal that ult.
Okay.
Your stacks
okay.
do nothing.
So then that's definitely more valuable for DMX now.
Correct, yes.
Right? And for Net Angels coming into the second phase, we do see the Fredrin once again being taken away from DMX.
They know.
The utility.
They
Yu
know
Zong also gets taken off?
that Angelis likes utility junglers and that there's a lot on Hybridi. Because think of how Hybridi plays with CC. She likes diving. She likes just, getting in there. That's what Yu Zong does. She's also a big Terizla player, but again, NA is not letting that through.
So what else would replicate that? Do you think they're going to go for the CC and the Boxia again?
I'm not so sure about the CC.
A dive hero, Lapu Lapu?
That's the next best. Tams maybe? Tams seems safe. I'm not so sure if a Hybridi has in here to play the Benedetta. That's another alternative. Doesn't have much CC though, like crowd control.
But, okay, right. Technically it could work because I'm thinking about the chip right now, and the chip has so much value, being that it has so much leeway around the map. If they want to go for macro,
That's right.
it's very difficult to go for that split push.
Which is odd because one of DMX's main strengths, at least I'm assuming, is their team fighting. They're really flexing it now if they want to go for macro in game 2.
So what's the plan here?
Collapse. Just shortcut fight. Shortcut fight. Here we go. This
is interesting.
This is one of Sikoshi's pocket picks, the old favorite in Vendetta. You notice how you still have the Harith open, you still have the Claude open.
Claude's banned.
Oh, never mind then.
But yes, the Harith.
The carry open, but she still goes for the Bea. It's just reliable.
And it's interesting, right? Because even if Chip wants to go in for that full 5-man transportation, they have the Carmilla, they have the penalty zone, and they also have the Beatrix to follow it up. So there is a combo that can work, but Akai and Arlet. We were talking about the utility junglers, not the Boxy at this time around, but the Akai comes through. Debut Akai for MWI.
Hey, we got 2 DODs now. Day 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looking at DMXG this time around, something tells me they're overloading on utility. At least they are consistent in the fact that they're very all-in-one. 4 protect 1 is what this is, right? Look at that. Your only source of damage, truly, is Aslan.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just gonna utility fight their way into a victory. But for NA, there's the Julian, the JJ from Vanilla. Very on brand. Roger was left banned out, so she goes to the next best thing. She likes to get in there.
I'm thinking, right? Because with the lack of damage from DMX right now, they need to buy a lot of time.
Yeah.
For the Moscow, for Aslan to get to that power spike. And how much time can they buy for themselves? Considering how aggressive the opponents also play, as we saw in game number 1. So with that, we're going to throw it over to the casters to finalize this best of 2. Naisu, Mirko, it's your time to shine.
Hey, Mirko, are you ready to shine?
I'm thinking.
Hey, let's jump into the game here. Last one for this matchup, this game between DreamMax girls and Net Angels. I'll tell you what, man, if we had the lineup ratings that we're used to seeing in our regionals, the utility marker for this, I think, would be a max 10.
Oh, the damage mark might be all the way up, man. La La Land on the Jushin. Oh, man, yeah.
DreamMax girls utility.
They got Chip. They got Jushin. The Akai is the only thing that really stops them, technically, right? With how bad the Akai was at MSC, I don't know if it's going to be the same. I think this time they have a solid lineup to play with the Akai, also the Arlet as well. So it's going to enable a whole lot of the other picks.
But I feel like this is kind of hard because it's kind of like, where do you want to put the enemy team? Where do you want to put Net Angels? Because you can drag them, like we're seeing here with the flare. Boom, boom. You can
another one
spin them.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
She's forced to flicker out just like that. Ku had to flicker out. Now Cassie as well. Lane Kingdom. That's what Jushin gives you.
This is the power of utility. But I'm just wondering, like for Net Angels, once your flickers are down, what do? They try to make a play up top too, and maybe this is a chance once again. Vanilla is going to be utilizing the Julian. Interesting too, the fact that we saw the Julian just do crazy things earlier in the hands of Killway, but now it's Vanilla's time to make this work. Of course, still going here.
Good vengeance from Hybridi, able to escape from the enhanced chain, walks out of everything else. You can see Carrier also rotating up top. But this is a matchup that is already very, very scary, by the way, for the Arlet, right?
Yeah.
Tarizla taking all that damage and can dish out even more.
Even more. And so at this point, Turtle's going to be up, still planning themselves up this time in the XP lane, trying to get these level 4s available. Cassie doesn't have it just yet, but they'll go ahead, start this up, and they might get this unless Angelus does something here with the Sakai. Carrier there as well to help them out. Shortcut not available just yet, though. Level 4 still taking some time, but actually they just kind of wait. Oh, you're gonna get dragged, Cool. Again, but still, neither team able to actually commit. They just want the level 4s. I think once all the level 4s are available, they'll kind of go for something and... Oh no, Cool.
It continues there to Vengeance. The Final Slash not connecting, just barely there. Cassie, though, will steal the Final Slash. Gets brought back now straight into the Hybridi's Vengeance. Penalty zone locking him down. Vanilla going in as well. Carry the flicker forward. That's a good first blood from Vanilla with the enhanced sight. That's Halang brought back with the Lantern. Oh, Assa's here. Takes his shortcut back. Never mind.
Never mind. Oh, it's done? I'll go back. So, and that's the thing. I mean, we saw so many times. I mean, how many times was La La Land able to get that proc and bring them back? And that's something that we were saying is going to happen here with the amount of utility that they have. And so far from what we've seen, Jushin that's what she does. She's able to burn these flickers, to burn these battle spells, and possibly put enough pressure with that alone. Carrier could be in trouble here.
Very low. Good Final Slash. We get 2 members displaced. Carrier going to be taken down right now, but Lantern once again will be used up. That's the beacon. But again, like Leo mentioned, it does nothing for you. You don't get the passive. You don't get anything with the beacon. Hybrid, good flicker out of the penalty zone, as that would have been very lethal. Vanilla was there to capitalize. Great maneuvers by DMG.
So what's the answer against Jushin? You were talking about your RGs, with her, and she hasn't been able to play like this. So like, what is the answer that Net Angels needs to do to deal with the Jushin continuously pulling them away and back?
You either outrange her or you burst her down. It's like basic normal control mages, right? I mean, technically you do have a little bit of self-peel once you get level 4, but hold up. Angelus, you're able to go for the heavy spin. Vanilla gets out with the enhanced sword. But yeah, it's all about trying to just poke her down before she can even deal that damage. And when you dive, you really got to try to chain CC her. Unfortunately, this composition, not really built to do that, right? Net Angels, and that's why you can see that the spacing is just perfect every time. Cool, can't lock you down. Cassie can't lock you down. She can go and deal a bit of damage, but now you can see that. Airborne brought back. Carrier's right there. Crash course, another knockup. It could have happened if there was the Terrify again. It happens, La La Land. Able to dash out? Whoa, yeah, just she got out.
She got out, and I'm wondering, now that you see Cassie holding on to the ultimate, like, then does this allow her to also get the procs and then drag them back?
No.
I mean, this is not going to work the way that they probably want it to. And, you're already seeing, I'm sure you guys, now that you've seen multiple games of Jushin, you're probably feeling like, man, that's a little bit of annoying. I'm trying to get away, but I just keep getting dragged back and forth. from that. And so far for La La Land, she's just been having a great time. Again, it's constant.
Oh my God.
Who's going to get real tired of this real fast?
I think she's already tired. She's gone airborne twice, and now into the crash course. She's forced to flicker again. Now the shortcut comes down. The vengeance is enough. Ku's going to be taken down. The final slash not connecting onto anyone. That's a penalty zone. Locking 3 members down. La La Land again still doing some damage. Angela's in the back line. Able to find 2 on the heavy spin, pinning them down. Cassie very low. Pops in a beacon, but it gets dome on by Hybridi. Meanwhile, La La Land, she gets the value as she pops the beacon. Vanilla still able to escape with the lantern. The lantern flare again, always just there.
The lantern flare is just, that's the perfect way to put it, man. It's always there. Final slash? Again?
Look at that.
Okay. This is, it's getting ridiculous. The flare is too much.
Look at it again! Knock her out her leg! Oh, man, that was brutal!
La La Land's making him dance, man. That's what she's doing. She's putting the flare there. She's pulling them back, pulling them everywhere.
I wouldn't call that a dance. You know, you're getting slammed to the ground.
Hey, you know what? It is. Look at this. This is an air dance. There you go. You're back. You want to run into the turret? No.
Nah.
Oh, man. This is tough for Net Angels because they have not had an answer to deal with La La Land. She's 4-0-1. We got to take a look at the items to fall into place for her. That's a golden staff now picked up for Aslan. Has that available, but man, you know, this is the thing. This is like, if you want to talk about the overall utility of this lineup, they're able to do that because of what they have. She's only got the Clock of Destiny, working on the next item here, and you know, with that already, this kind of lead, it's like you don't even want to be in lane. From what we've seen her being able to do in the mid lane early on, you don't want to fight against it.
See, the way you actually try to bully the Jushin in lane is, again, oh, hold up, final slash onto 2 members. Good enhanced chain to try to disengage there. And he will be able to do so, but look at Keria. Already rotating over, no turret there, so they can actually go for a good shortcut into the crash course. The lantern, man. La La Land just putting the lantern in front of them. That in itself has zoned them away. Look at that, look at that. Oh, Q, no! Stay out of it!
Stay out of it. The light is bad. Don't follow the wishing lantern.
For once, don't follow the light.
Don't follow the light. Stay away from it. And, okay, mid lane, they're going to try to keep it together. They actually survived quite a bit down in the bottom. Cassie holding on to the heavy spin herself. And, you know, so this is back to it. Like, Sakoshi, at least Sakoshi's probably just hearing in all the comms. Like, stay away from the lantern.
Stay away, man. They're like
man.
vampires, you know. You cannot get, the light can't touch you. You have to run back.
The light, the lantern is lava.
The lantern is lava. Oh, the heavy spin actually got them out. Now the 2-man pin down.
What a pin down.
He's going to be brought back there. Good penalty zone to lock them down. That's exactly what they need. What a combo from Net Angels.
Sakoshi, the perfect, I mean, I was admiring the heavy spin, but then look at the setup they go, and that goes, oh, front slash.
That's a 1v4. We've seen this before from Hybridi on the CC. Not able to find Vanilla. Now stun down Sakoshi. She got the triple kill. She has a chance to go for the unofficial Maniac. There's a flicker forward from Cassie. Straight into the sun. Hybridi able to get a few of those resets on the Vengeance. She has the stacks properly down. She doesn't have the flicker. But it seems she wants to go for it. Vanilla puts down the field there of the chain to stop that from happening.
Hybridi just stopped them from taking the Lord. You know, I mean, she went in with confidence. We're going to look at the STC replay. Look at this. This is perfect.
God.
Heavy spin,
Beautiful.
Great, but look what happens after.
Oh my goodness.
That was, if you're a Beatrix as well, that's what you want right there, right in that pit. Oh, you can see, you know, of course, the frustration because they went in for that. They had a good lead and everything else. But man, talk about the clap back. The answer right there coming out from Net Angels, of course. But still, even after that happened, I still got to give it up. You know, Hybridi, she stopped them from taking the Lord after that. Just going in 1v4 with the final slash. And real quick, taking a look at the items, of course, falling into place once again. You know, at this point in the game, very crucial. You got the Genius Wand Starting Scythe already here for Vanilla. You got, whoa, flicker in.
And the shortcut. I don't know if you want to take this. It's Aslan in the front. Cassie able to space away from the lantern flare. There you go. DMG now going onto the Lord. Still first Lord though. Cool. Walking forward. That's a curse blast. Onto the back as well, able to find the Curse of Blood there. Halang in the backside, doing some damage, trying to isolate them. Meanwhile, Hybrid going to be caught. Angelus able to find the heavy spin. Sakoshi flickering out now, cutting them down slowly but surely. La La Land. Oh no, the Lantern Flare resists. Sakoshi's trying to go and stay out. No, she gets brought back again. It's a good shutdown. Cassie with the Terrify and the final slash, but Cassie needs to run away. Gets away. La La Land again with the flicker and the flare. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. And no one's going to get the Lord off of that. It was a push and pull for both teams.
Uh-oh.
Oh, mid lane.
Flying. Flickers out. Has the Athena shield popped up there? Aslan just follows through with a few more spears.
Talk about this. And I don't know, man. Maybe this is the power of that utility lineup. The fact that they can go ahead, engage, disengage, re-engage, go back, and pull this off is the highlights of the fact that they have so many options to do that. And although they're going to keep Ku here at bay, no one's going to go for the Lord just yet.
Oh, that's a good Curse of Blood. Lala going to be very low. Penalties are not connecting though. Meanwhile, Hybridy getting the Vengeance stacks now. Carry going to be taken down. That's a Mirror's fashion now as the shortcut gets deleted. Ku in the midst of it all still able to bait Aslan in with the Abyss Walker. Stepping out, Cassie again, going for the splash of damage, finding the double. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, they will go and not chase Aslan. They're forcing out the heavy spin. Angela's gonna be caught in the knockup, and again, a few shots down. Sakoshi with Nibiru takes her out.
It's just Aslan. Lord's gonna be started up. It's most likely gonna be taken. There's not much Aslan could do here. No Spirit of Destruction either, so that's gonna finally be the first Lord of this game after we've seen a whole-on team fight after team fight for this objective. Net Angels will go ahead and take the Lord here. Man, what a fight for that. And again, you know, as I was talking about the utility for DMG, it looks like even in that fight, you know, it almost kind of bit them in the behind there because of, oh, Aslan goes in with the Spirit of Destruction, goes bottom side too, yeah. But the turret's already gone, so they got that tier 1 down in the bottom lane. Ku, though, put some pressure. I'm not sure if they want to fight this. You see the rotations already happening too. Hybridy makes her way there. But Lord is spawned now. It's making its way down the top side, up the top side, working towards that turret. The eyes are set here on this mid lane as well. They need the space to work around. Net Angels, though, they might. Do they have the answer now for the Wishing Lantern?
At this point, right, for DreamMax girls, they have still a lot of ways to clear the waves. They got a Moskov. They still have La La Land on the Jushin. Aslan taking the whole enhanced sight duration there. Force back Vanilla. Tried to go for the mobility. La La Land getting a little bit more, getting knock up as well. Onto Ku. Gonna go on the Lord. Ku still in the midst of it all. Now, right now, gonna be airborne. Caught in the pin as well. That's a good penalty zone into the Meteor's Passion. Straight into the beacon, still able to survive. Halang taken down, but so does Angelus. And they get another turret. Slowly but surely now. Looking to go for the mid lane. Good enhanced sword to escape. Hybridy unable to go for that final slash. And now DMG, they are able still to... Oh, that was close. Yep. Almost connecting onto Ku.
Almost connecting there, but I would say for Net Angels, you know, they're going to have to do the work because if that Lord, what they were able to secure is any depiction, you know, DMG is going to make them work to get into the base. They hold on to the base turrets. Great for them. Items as well. They got 3 Radiant Armors over here to deal with some of that magic burst that we're seeing. Now, the question is, do they have enough to deal with the physical damage? Of course, now, because in this part of the game, Sakoshi, she's exactly on the path she needs to be. She has the BOD, Malefic Roar. She's got a little defense, too. She's even got, you know, a little magic defense to deal with La La Land, who's been shining with this Jushin pick. Interestingly enough, too, Cassie is holding on to the heavy spin. They might want to go ahead and set things up. Oh, boy.
Penalty zone now baiting out the heavy spin. Curse of Blood finding 4! Right there, La La Land pops in a beacon. The Bruce Passion gets popped up, but look at the damage bouncing back and forth. Now the airborne, bringing Vanilla back. Still great shutdown. La La Land putting the team on her back, but unfortunately, it's still so value for Net Angels. The flare almost catching Ku, but you saw the 4-man Curse of Blood. You saw how much damage the bounce kept on doing to the rest of the team.
Take them to the funhouse at that point. We're going to take a break here and have a Kit Kat while they figure things out. But man, even that last team fight that we saw there, Curse of Blood, pretty deadly, of course. And as I was talking about the Beatrix, and now that that's online, they got to be careful fighting into those like closed areas. Also, before we had this break, La La Land, great pull into the turret, but then she picks up her Wishing Lantern item. I don't know, maybe there's like a hidden passive when Jushin gets the Wishing Lantern.
It's her lantern.
It's her lantern. You know, maybe, and at this point, like,
Does she have 2 lanterns? Can she do like 2 flares then with the Wishing
imagine.
Lantern?
Imagine if there was, I don't know, that'd be too strong.
That'll be broken.
That would be broken.
It's already kind of broken.
I was gonna say 1 lantern's enough, man. I would say at this point, it gets to the point though where you have a glowing wand plus the Wishing Lantern. It's really easy to get that proc off. So even if you just stand there for a little bit, not only are you worried about the stacks, but you're actually worried about the damage output, the throughput too, from La La Land. And that's why, again, you see, you know, some of these defensive magic items being picked up by Net Angels. And that's just kind of to help deal with that. Their best bet for Net Angels, if they want to go ahead and win this game and cap it out, it's to avoid that, avoid La La Land's potential to drag them onward, but just set things up the way we saw previously. If that's a penalty zone from Halang, do that and then get that Curse of Blood off from Ku. Ku's probably, you know, the early game was not fun for Ku. Ku was constantly in the air, getting pulled around. So you know what? If you can get 1 great Curse of Blood landed down on multiple members, that's going to do wonders for them. She's even got the Athena shield for that extra magic defense. But also at this point, Lord is up. Feather of Heaven going to get picked up by Vanilla. They're going to go ahead and start up. Look how fast they're doing it.
Yeah, I don't know about this. They go up top right now. That's a good crash course and a shortcut as well, but I don't know if you want to go for it. Keria gets bursted down. Vanilla capitalizing on it. They take the shortcut, but they're all split up. The Mirror's Passion all the way. They're taking all of the damage free. As Winter Nature Abyssal step 2, but it's not going to be enough in the back line against 4. Now it's just La La Land. You can see Ku with the flicker forward, getting the stun down right now to La La Land. The gun down from Sakoshi. It can be chaotic. You can throw Ku around, but Sakoshi is free.
Sakoshi just pops off. And man, talk about a quick lore take. And then they win a very decisive fight. This might be it. Net Angels working on this mid turret.
You can see the corpses right there, the built-up frustration as well. They were in the lead, but the Net Angels fly high here in game number 2. What an extremely phenomenal comeback. Started with that big combo, and then it all clicked. They're like, all right, let's keep on going for these combos. Let's keep on splitting the Jushin from the rest of the team.
Hey, it's like Leo